Hello students, so we have one more question here. It looks very simple and I know you can answer this directly, okay, and but I suggest you to cross check the answer before you mark it, okay. So given that there are two charges which are separated by certain distance, that distance is given, that is 0.1 meter, okay, two similar charges or two positive charges separated by certain distance 0.1 meter apart, and they repel each other. Why? Because both are positive charges, so there must be some repulsive force, okay, and the value of force is given, the magnitude of force is given, that is 18 Newton. So two positive charges separated by certain distance repel each other with a force of 18 Newton. And also given that the sum of those two charges, if we consider two charges as Q1 and Q2, and given that Q1 plus Q2 must be equal to 9 microcoulomb, okay, Q1 plus Q2, that means sum of those two charges, that is equal to 9 microcoulomb, and you need to get the value of Q1 and Q2. If sum of two charges, that is equal to 9 microcoulomb, and the force between those two charges, that is equal to 18 Newton, then what is the value of Q1 and Q2? Of course, I know you can directly answer this. The option is A. Why? Because 5 plus 4, that is 9, right? So Q1 plus Q2, that is 9, and unit is microcoulomb. Of course, it is given in microcoulomb here, right? So you can select option A. But the thing is, whether the force between these two charges, that is equal to 18 Newton, that we don't know, right? Therefore, that is why I told you to cross check the answer. Of course, you can avoid these two options can be avoided, because when you add this 5 plus 4 9 you will get, but what about unit, that is in millicoulomb here, so it is not possible because we require it in microcoulomb, so this option is not possible. And what about C? In that also you will get in picocoulomb, that is also wrong, right? So we require it in microcoulomb. Therefore, if you avoid these two options, we left with option D and option A, right? Now, as I said, we must cross check that answer, whether if the force is not equal to 18 Newton, if the force between these two charges, if it is not equal to 18 Newton, then you have to select option D, right? Therefore, let us check whether the force is 18 Newton or not, okay, between these two charges. Now, you know, sum is 9 microcoulomb. What about the product of these two charges? If you consider this one as Q1 and this one as Q2, just calculate product Q1 into Q2. What do you get? 5 into 10 power minus 6 into 4 into 10 power minus 6. That means 5 into 4 you will get 20, and 10 power minus 6, 10 power minus 6, that means 10 power minus 12, that means picocoulomb, right? So 20 picocoulomb. So now you have Q1 plus Q2 equal to 9 microcoulomb, and Q1 into Q2, that means when the force is 18 Newton, you have to check whether the product of those two charges is equal to 20 picocoulomb or not. If the answer is 20 picocoulomb, then no doubt at all, the option is first one, A is the correct answer. But if you get the product Q1 into Q2 as having some other value other than this 20 picocoulomb, then you have to select option D. That is why I told you to cross check the answer. Okay, now let us substitute this value. So you can use Coulomb's law. So what is that? F equal to K into Q1 Q2 divided by R square. So from this, you know the value of force, so that is 18 Newton, right? You can substitute those values. So from this, rearrange for Q1 into Q2. So what do you get? F into R square divided by K. Just substitute the values. So Q1 into Q2, that is equal to F, that is 18, into R square. R is 0.1 meter, that means 10 power minus 1. That one square, that means square, 10 power minus 2 you will get, correct, no? R square divided by K, that is 9 into 10 power 9. So if you simplify this, you get 2 into 10 power minus 2, So here you have 10 power 9. If you take that to numerator, that will be 10 power minus 9. So 10 power minus 9 and 10 power minus 2, that will be 10 power minus 11. Therefore 2 into 10 power minus 11, or you can write this as whether this 2 into 10 power minus 11, that is equal to 20 picocoulomb. Yes, why? You can just rearrange this. So you can write this as 20 into 10 power minus 12, correct? No, both of these are equal. That means this much coulomb, that means 20 picocoulomb, correct? No, that means we got the product of the charges, product of those two charges, that is equal to 20 picocoulomb. And here also, if you consider these two charges, what about the product? That is 20 picocoulomb itself. Therefore between these two charges, between 5 microcoulomb and 4 microcoulomb, the force value must be equal to 18 Newton. Therefore what we have selected, that first option, that is the correct answer. Okay, yes.